nigga high as a motherfucker, by the way. Let me go fast forward. I am the nigga, young dog. High ass nigga.
They don't dance no more. It's all about the lean. Back in the day, crack was jumping on the scene. Now they slumped on the sidewalk. Can't talk. Golden never faded, but we still feel the rock. They used to be kings, now they lost in the scheme. Popping them bottles, throwing money, living dreams. Now they zoned out and mumbling, bumbling. No rhythm in the city, the whole shit crumbling. They used to rock the house, they was riding through the streets. Remember there was dancing, sliding to the beat. Now it's poison in their veins, ain't no pulse on the street. Guess it's over now, they accepted the back in the day, the rock had a wild and free. Different story now, they got no energy. New drugs got them slow with the hit unload. Out close and they don't dance no more. Rock used to be jumping, type shit they was on. Now it's lights out, just the thrill is gone.
I am the nigga, young dog. I bring it to you rough, rugged, and raw, nigga.
They don't dance no more, it's all about the codeine. Back in the day, they was rocking on the scene. Even dancing in the rain, now they nodding off. Shit just don't hit the same.
I am that nigga, young dog. Hey, well,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, what we do? Well, we won't give them too much information. Then, how about that? What do you think about that? We won't give them too much.
What? Well, things like I don't want to say things like where I work.
We live right now, so we can't give them too much. Yeah. You know what I mean? Can't give them too much of the dope. But basically, the blackity blacks. You've seen this before. We've seen this before. We've talked about it, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
In the audience, put a one in the chat if you can hear me. So basically, as a black person, Philippe, in these professional organizations, black people will form black groups within the company. That's what you're telling me. That we've talked about this before, correct? And they form right.
They form clubs. They form clubs,
and they use the company's technology to form this club, correct?
Yeah.
So it'd be join the black ass group within, Cisco systems and all that kind of shit, right? It'll be. And what y'all had cookouts and shit? Did your groups ever have cookouts and shit like that?
So they'll set up a Slack channel for their club. Yeah. And then they'll plan activities. Yeah. Like they'll plan activities for Juneteenth. Yeah. And
are you working tomorrow? Are you working tomorrow?
I want to work, but no, because
why are you not working?
Apparently more and more companies are recognizing Juneteenth.
I didn't even know it was a holiday. I didn't even know it was a holiday. My mama said, I said, what? When did that shit become a holiday? She said, Biden did. I said, oh. Shit, I didn't even know. Juneteenth. Now, what is Juneteenth? Do you know what Juneteenth is? I really don't have a good idea of what Juneteenth is.
I know it's got something to do with slavery. I can't remember exactly.
That's all they got.
That's all they got. That's all they got. I want to say it's the day they're saying the last slave was free.
The last day of slavery, the last supper.
Something like that. Yeah.
Is that what it is? Does anyone? It says Juneteenth is tomorrow. Is a federal holiday. God damn, that mean the trash don't run tomorrow. That would mean the trash ain't running, right? Did anyone see? Did anyone see the thumbnail? The thumbnail for the show tonight, Philippe, is that little baby that was held up like Jesus for the police to shoot his ass. Don't kill my mama. They're gonna start putting bulletproof vests on these babies. If the women are gonna use their babies as shield, Philippe, why don't the women put bullets? If they're not gonna put him in a car seat, at least put a bulletproof vest on. The 1-year-old babies gonna have to wear bulletproof.
Do they make bulletproof vests for babies? I don't know if
they're gonna start making them. The Chinese gonna make them. Hey, did you hear who won the election here in DC? Oh, have mercy. A bull mammy.
Oh, did she win?
That bull.
I heard she might win.
Hey, all we had was a nigga that delivered mail going up against it. That's all we had. A mailman nigga. A mailman nigga. Huh? Ran against a bull.
They can produce.
Yeah, that's all we got.
That's the best they can produce.
That's all we got.
A mailman and a communist. I heard she's a...
Hey, man, listen.
And the mailman still couldn't win, huh?
The mailman, he couldn't deliver. Hey, listen. I was telling somebody, hey, you remember we came here, Philippe? I was telling you, I said, look, we came right after Murr and Barry. Remember they called him over Murr and Barry. Murr. The blacks didn't say Marion. They said Murr and Barry. Murr. And so we came here right after Murr left after the crack era. I'm talking about his crack, right? We came right after Murr, right? And I don't know if you remember this, and I covered this with my audience the other night. We had a string of basically half white mayors. Would you say that's fair? Anthony Williams, half white, right? He was more white acting than all the other niggas, the half white ones. Yeah. He was more white acting, right? And I think he had a career in corporate America. I think he was he did, right? He did, right? And then we had
that's why a lot of native that's why a lot of Washingtonians didn't like him. A lot of black Washingtonians.
He wasn't a native, he wasn't a local, right? He wasn't that local, right? He wasn't no go-go, no go-go black, right? And so then we had Adrian Fenty, who was a local, but he was a nigga, right? He was a nigga, right? He was kind of, we in our third string once we got to him. Like Anthony, we were first string, then we dropped straight down the third string. And then we had Vincent Gray, and he looked like a white man, but he was just a nigga with white men, right? He just, right? Remember him, right? And then I remember him, right? And then we had Muriel, who's fairly light skinned, relatively light skinned, but now we got a bull, nigga. We got a bull. You hear me?
I don't know anything about it. Well, tell me about her. What? I don't know anything about it.
This old nigger is talking about she a Democrat socialist. It's real easy for blacks to be socialists when they don't create shit and they just benefit from other people's socialism. You know what I'm saying?
I'll be honest. I'll tell you this.
Says she's a Democrat socialist. I bet that nigga don't know what the hell socialist mean. Huh?
That's what I was about to say. They don't know what socialism is. They're just they just want free shit. And right? So they associate that with socialism, but they don't really understand socialism as an economic and political system. They don't understand that.
Fuck that shit. Democrat free shit. That's what I am. Right? Yeah, I'm the furthest thing from capitalism. I'm a socialist. If it is, you talking about working, I'm the opposite of that. Huh?
Well, so what that means to her is, it's simple to her. It just means I'm going to take all your tax money and give free shit to people. Yeah. That's what that means to her.
That's basically what it means. And she will lord over the ring, giving out white people money and building more rec centers for niggas to go shoot up and shit like that.
Yep.
Hey, she said she will not enforce the juvenile curfew here in D.C. She said she gonna resist Trump, and if it means letting out our YNs to let them run loose, resist Trump at all costs. You hear me? So in that sense, she's using our blacks like weapons. You do know that she's using the young blacks like fucking weapons. They're weapons.
She gonna let them loose. She's gonna unleash the hounds on everybody. The black hounds.
Hey, and the blacks, they're like, for the audience, you're a real estate investor here. You own property here, correct? That you rent out to people. And you would not rent your house. The Section 8, a real estate agent called you, and the government was going to pay you 100% for your property in Northwest DC for a Section 8 tenant, and you said no, right?
Yeah,
you're right. You said no. You said I don't give a damn if they doubled up. You're not paying. You're not taking in no bull mammy, right, in your apartment because you can get white people to do that, right? And so the bull mammy mayor is saying that she's just going to build more housing in Northwest for the blacks to live amongst the white people. They don't want to live around their own blacks, so she's just going to build more housing in Northwest for them. That's what she's.
I wonder how she's gonna do that. I wonder what kind of housing that's gonna, like public housing.
Well,
what kind of housing is that gonna be?
Well, it'll be subsidized housing. So basically, they will dangle the carrot to a developer and say, "Hey, if you want to build something for the whitey, you got to bring in a handful of niggers in the building too, right?" And the developers say, "Okay, give me your old and your weak, and you're tired of fighting niggas, and I'll house them." Right.
Well, they'll have income limitations on who can live in that development. Yeah, that's what they'll do.
No, well, but to get the subsidies, they'll have to say, you must take some of our trash, our degenerates. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And the way, and the way, one of the ways they'll enforce. You're right. And one of the ways they'll enforce that is they'll say, whatever you build, the rule is no one can live there who makes more than $10,000 a year.
Yeah, some shit
something like that.
Yeah. You must,
or $8,000.
Well, they call it mixed income housing. So what they do is they'll build a nice building, and then they have a sprinkling of welfare niggas in the building. They'll tell the developer, for us to give you the permit to build this building in Northwest DC, where the money is, you got to at least set aside 5 or 6 units for poor people. Right, you got to set aside because they want to live around whites, and do you know this niggers? Do you know that this niggers? She says single family housing is a tool of segregation. Did you? Ooh, these black niggas. Oh, these black niggas, huh?
What's her rationale behind that statement? How is single family housing a tool of segregation?
Because if you think about it, in DC, ain't no black living in no single family house in Northwest. It's pretty much exclusively whites, right? A single family home.
Yeah.
That's going to be pretty much all exclusively white. And so she's saying, by the virtue of all these white folk got these single family houses, there's got to be some racism somewhere, right? There ain't no way in the world these white folk got single family houses. And you got those blacks piled all up on top of each other. And she said, that's a tool of segregation. But you know what the niggers did? The niggers went and bought her a single family home. Ain't that about a bitch? See, this is just the
What do you mean they bought her? Who bought her?
The niggers went and bought her a single family home in Northwest. And see, that's the thing about these blacks.
Who?
The bull mammy, the incoming bull mammy mayor. She bought a home, a single family.
Who bought her?
No, you may have misheard. She bought herself, her and her husband, bought a single family home in Northwest DC after telling the blacks that single family homes are a tool that the white man used to segregate your ass. She went and bought a single family. This is what I'm saying.
A single family home.
This is what I'm saying. This is why I say they're so fucking disgusting, man. They're liars through. They're fucking liars, man. They're fucking liars, man. These people lie.
Yeah.
They would look at you and we're talking from experience here, right? We are talking from experience, right? These people will fucking look at you right in your goddamn face and lie straight to your ass, right? They will lie fucking straight to you, right? They
will tell you things that they do not believe.
Yeah.
And they'll tell it straight to your face. And then they'll go act in exactly the opposite way of what they're saying.
Right. And these are educated people. These ain't the dummies, right? These are the educated blacks.
Right? Oh yeah. Man, yeah.
Now you would.
I've seen members of Congress do that. Yeah, I've seen members of Congress do that.
That's right, because you worked on the Hill. You worked for some of these dumb black ass Congress. You work for some of these dumb black ass Congress members, right?
Yeah,
you did.
Yeah, I've seen black members of Congress do exactly what we just said.
Lying ass niggas. Lying ass niggas.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what they are. They lying ass niggas. And what would you say? How would you say them dumb niggas used to staff up their staff? Because you work for them dumb niggas, huh? You work for someone. How would they staff up their staff? How would you just characterize the staff of them fucking blacks, them fucking monkeys? They should have been somewhere out in the field. But the white man fucking created positions and carved out little areas to let these fucking blacks rule over. How would they staff up their staff from your experience? The people that you saw working in some of them fucking black ass, stupid ass Congress members' office. Describe the staff. Describe. You remember that nigga? I'll let you tell it. I ain't gonna tell it. Go ahead.
Well, I'd say there's one word that would describe that comes to mind, and it's very very subservient. I remember seeing a black man as chief of staff to another black member of Congress, and she treated him like he was her lapdog, and he let her do that.
Yeah.
And I would wonder, like, what in the hell kind of man are you?
Yeah.
But this is, I saw so much of that. That's an example.
Why do you think that was? Why do you think that was?
Well, I think for the members of Congress, I think they have delusions of grandeur, and they think they're so special because they're black members of Congress. They look down on they think they're kings and queens, so they look down on other people, especially blacks. They look down on other blacks.
Yeah. I think I know
especially the ones that work.
I think I know the one.
Especially the ones that work for them.
It was a lady, right? It was a woman you talking about, right? Yeah. I think I remember. I think you told me the story.
It was a woman.
Mm-hmm.
It was a woman, and I think they look down on other blacks in a very condescending way, and that's why they treat them like that. And there's something with the blacks that they hire that they just give into that. I think they're weak-minded, a lot of them.
Well,
and they allow themselves to be treated like that.
Let me ask you this question: how many of them niggas that you knew came in with you on the hill, parlayed that shit into like some big time fucking lobbyists or something?
I've known maybe one or two people that actually, obviously I can't say names, but you know them too because you met them.
Yeah.
With me, but I'm not.
Say that one more time. You're breaking up.
When they left. I'm not talking about them.
No, say that one more time. You're breaking up. I didn't hear what you said.
I said, obviously we can't say names.
Right.
So when I say that, I'm not talking about the ones that you and I know that went off and tried to be lobbyists and utterly failed for one reason or another.
Right.
I'm saying I know one or two who did parlay it into actually making a lot of money as lobbyists when they left.
But that is the pathway when you go work for a congressman. It's not to stay a LD forever, correct?
Yeah. No.
Assistant. You don't want to be a LA forever, right?
You do that for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then you go to some private company and you tell them, hey, I used to work there. I know the process. I got contacts. Mm-hmm. I can get the things that you want from them. So hire me and pay me a lot of money. And you become a lobbyist.
So why do you think the blacks, some of the ones that you're speaking of, were not able to parlay that?
Because they were never really very good at their job, and usually it's just they don't get along with people, and especially don't get along with white people. So they can't make it in corporate America.
Do you remember that black we knew, and his job was to accept letters from constituents? Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And he would brag, he'd throw the letters away. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Throw them in the trash. And people writing out letters to their congressmen thinking they're about to be heard. Right? And he would throw them in the trash. Right? That's what he would do.
Yeah.
And he would brag about it. He would laugh about it.
Yeah.
Right? This is why I say, this is why I don't even vote. Right? This is why I don't even get caught up in it. Because we've known the people who work amongst these people.
Yeah.
Would you say some of the congressmen, do you think they give a damn about the people they represent? The congressmen that you work for? Huh?
No, not at all. Not at all. They really do think they really do think they're kings and queens. And they really buy into that. And it's all about the status. And they don't care about the people that they represent.
And this is your first-hand experience from the inside working for congressmen. This is your view.
Absolutely. Here you go, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you that screaming Democrat, Republican, all this kind of shit. This is a guy, he worked on the inside. You worked at the White House too, right? Yeah.
And you were telling us,
and that's why I left.
Huh? Go ahead.
And that's why I left and that's why I got away from all that, because I saw how corrupt and fake it is in general, but especially the blacks. Like they're just,
disgusting.
People I admired. I saw things behind the scenes that, I had no respect for them after that.
Do you want to tell my audience that story when you were in the White House and was it Lexus Herman or somebody came up to you? Who's that came up to you?
Yeah. we'll have to do that. But yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
I'm gonna have to do that the next time though, because I actually have to go. I'm meeting someone right now.
Yeah.
And I just got to my destination.
Hey, well,
but next time,
give me a quick
let's put a pin in that.
Give me a
and
quick
next time I'll give you
baby.
that.
Give me a quick one on that little baby in Mississippi. What'd you think about that?
The one who was the one who got shot. Who needs to be wearing a bulletproof vest.
Yeah,
I mean, it says so much. It says so much about the failure of some of these black women out here to be mothers. What mother who cares about her child would do that? Like what mother would basically use this child like that and be in a situation with her baby? Like what mother would do that? Like yeah. So so yeah, look, I'm gonna hit you up later next time.
You had to tell us about the underman. You had to tell us your story about the underman at your job.
Oh yeah. We'll do that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll do that, and we'll do the White House one next time I call.
Yeah, the White House story. That's a very good story. Who was that in the White House, by the way? Who were them niggers? Who were the niggers? Who were the niggers?
It was Lexus Herman, Mignon Moore, and we'll get into that.
Mignon Moore. Who was that nigger? That's Mignon Moore. Who is she? Wait, who? Her daddy was somebody.
She was at the time. I forget who her dad was, but at the time she was special assistant to the president at the time.
Yeah.
And Alexis Herman was secretary of HHS.
Yeah. At the time. And Obama, Obama was in office. Somebody.
It's Clinton.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Mignon Moore. I gotta figure out who that is. Mignon Moore. But yeah, I'll let you go, man. I know you got something to do. That bitch went to Barnard. Overeducated ass niggas. Yeah, they overeducated ass niggas. Monkeys with degrees. Mignon Moore. Hey, but yo, where you headed out to dinner or something?
Yeah.
Man, so I can't even go out to eat no more. These fucking blacks working in restaurants, grunting this shit. These are niggers here, Mignon Moore. But yeah, man, go ahead. Have a good dinner, man. Where y'all going to eat dinner? Where y'all going to eat dinner at, by the way?
At this Brazilian steakhouse.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right,
so
man.
It should be nice.
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. All right. Yeah.
I'll talk to you.
My man Philippe. So he was working at the White House, and this niggerish right here, he's sitting he's a young man at this time, and he's sitting in the hallway, and he ain't going to Fogo de Chao. Trust me on that. He's not going to no Fogo de Chao. Trust me on that. So anyway, so he's sitting in the hallway in the White House, and Alexis Herman comes up to him, is walking through the hallway, and I don't know if he knew Alexis Herman. He's a young man at the time, but Mignon, this woman here, Mignon Moore, comes up to him and said, basically chastises him for not basically getting in attention for Alexis Herman. And this is what he was talking about, the people who are, they're kind of like, they're sycophants to the Congress members on the Hill. And some of the stories he could tell you better than I can because he worked on the Hill. So I'm telling you secondhand. The CBC Congress members, these people, and it's probably like that across the board. But the CBC Congress members in particular are strictly, they're like the kings and queens. And a lot of people look up to these people. And so that's pretty much how that goes. Before we jump into the show, I don't know, you know what? Let's just, I got to at least show you this. My buddy Philippe called me about this shit. He said, John, you got to look at this shit. It wasn't even my buddy Philippe. It was somebody else. Somebody called me. I can't remember who it was. And so here it is. And so this is Freezy's panel. Freezy has a bunch of bull mammies on his panel, and they're carrying the water to Carmelo Anthony live. So he's rounded up the bull mammies that apparently saw the video, and I want you to just look at these women. Have mercy. Have mercy here. All of these women, I think, have seen the video. And they said, Carmelo innocent